Other interesting cultural news, you have Bud Light Buffalo tweet for their only remaining followers, bots, and freebie chasers. Now, this is one of those phenomenals where you have Bud Light is they're attempting to social media. They're kind of trying. It's one of those things where, again, Alyssa Heiderchild, who is, of course, the most brilliant marketing gal in history, very prominently on her LinkedIn profile, she said she's the first female in Anheuser-Busch history VP of marketing. And she thought it was a great idea to partner with Dylan Mulvaney, whose average audience member is 15 years old, is a trans activist, and they thought, we're going to give this individual a sponsorship or a campaign with a custom beer can with Dylan's face on it, which became the most perhaps valuable piece of business memorabilia when it comes to the impact on business. They subsequently lost $400 million in sales compared to the same fiscal quarter last year. Q2 sales were down $400 million. Every week, their sales are about 30% down by dollar amount and 26 to 27% down by volume. Needless to say, their marketing department was subsequently fired, or technically speaking, Alyssa Heiderchild is on a paid leave of absence, which is so disgusting in America that you could destroy a brand and the company still has to worry about a lawsuit. She should have been fired instantaneously for that business blunder of the century of alienating 30% of your customers. Ridiculous to say the least. Now, they're trying to do the social media thing on Twitter. Well, 18 people do call it X, so let me know in the comments if you actually call it that. But they're doing what most bad relationships do. Instead of addressing the problem and apologizing to, making a mistake, they're simply giving away free products. Now, they have this sweepstakes in an attempt to drown out the real comments. Everyone just has a reply they reply with the handle for the sweepstakes so they can attempt to win a case of Bud Light. Granted, that is a good example of how someone can be a winner and a loser at the same time. But what would you do? On the show, I think we've thought of 10 legitimate uses you could actually utilize Bud Light for if you were to win the product. Formerly, I said how you could use it as ballast if you were a hot air balloonist. So instead of having sandbags on the hot air balloon, you just have cases of Bud Light. And if you need to go higher, you just cut the rope and the Bud Light case would fall to the ground, which subsequently might hit someone in the head, which would cause less medical damage than actually drinking the product, probably. I also had someone in the comments who brilliantly said a few ways you could also use it. Or no, this one was me. If you have a water outage in your neighborhood, you can actually use Bud Light to fill up your toilet so that when you can actually still flush it, even though there's a water outage, which is another good use case as well. Now, granted, it is against the Geneva Convention for cruel and unusual punishment, but, and again, I don't recommend this, but for torture, the CIA could use it to force inmates to drink it until they throw up, or more realistically, their tongues dissolve, or the taste is so viscerally disgusting they give up their secrets. Again, I believe that's cruel and unusual. I do not recommend or endorse that methodology of torture. Calm down. But in terms of what would I do? What's a good 11th reason or 11th thing you can do if you were to win a case of Bud Light? Let me hear your ideas in the comments. On the spot, just kind of thinking off the cuff, so to say. If I won a case of Bud Light, what would I do with that product? Granted, aluminum is infinitely recyclable, so you could melt down the aluminum to make, you could make an AR-15 receiver, perhaps a cool sign to put up behind me. But if I won a case of Bud Light, what would I do with it? I know the Lockpicking Lawyer, very popular YouTube channel, they showed how you could cut open a can and you actually use that scrap of aluminum to open up a lock. Now, that being said, the 10th use case for if you were to win a case of Bud Light, instead of doing that methodology and cutting the can to use a piece of metal basically to pry into a little lock to open it up, you could simply open up the can of Bud Light and pour it on the lock. It may be so corrosive and so viscerally disgusting that the lock just ceases, it gives up the will to work or exist. And the lock may dissolve into nothingness. That may very well be the 10th legitimate use that we could think of if we were to win that case of Bud Light. Let me know, what would you do if you won that case? Now, going over to this attempted tweet, they said, quote, when hashtag Buffalo Bills game ends, so does your chance to win beer money. Reply at easy to celebrate and at sweepstakes to turn every TD into a chance to win, unquote. Which shows they're just too lazy to acquiesce to actually spell out the word touchdown or touchback or touch ball, where the sports ball's metaphor is for when they make a point on the scoreboard. And then they have a picture of someone with her hand not dissolving into nothingness, holding a can of Bud Light with the bull, what was that? The Buffalo Bill, the little bull logo thingamajig. I was going to say painted on the can, whatever methodology they use of imprinting. It is on the can. Of course, there's a big sign that says the official beer, or Bud Light is the official beer of the NFL. Which, not all the times, but more often than not, if you're an official whatever, it means you officially have a lot of money to pay for a sponsorship. So, needless to say, that does not impress me one iota. Now, in terms of the feedback, all the responses, it looks like, hold your horses, well, hold your Clydesdales, perhaps is a better metaphor for Bud Light. Now, it looks like there may be one or two real responses. They certainly weren't further investigation. Now, someone by the name of Kim Foreman said, quote, I want that can, unquote. She got 3 likes. Now, not to brag, but I'm on his tweet at NICTOPPING. I got 2 likes. But I would argue mine were real and the best likes on the planet. Pretty sure one was my company, but nevertheless, it looks like she has 325 hours, and she is a serial reposter. It looks like she reposts for a lot of sports balls teams, including the Denver Broncos and Buffalo Bills, the NFL, and a bunch of the subsequent crap that you can buy or win if you join sweepstakes. So, while having a lack of creativity to create her own content with a post or a tweet, it seems to be a real person, perhaps. Now let's see what else we got here for comments. Let's see. Someone by the name of Contact Paper, who has 91 followers, did the hashtags. Let's go into this person's profile. I have no idea what this is. What? This person is so bored with their life. No, it's original response. They're not just a retweeter. But they did a response for a game in which you could win tomatoes associated with the NFL for a field goal game. Which, don't get me wrong, I love vegetables. They're great, especially if I have a little extra jingle in my pocket, so to say. I try to buy organic, and I don't know, to me, the materials look a little bit bigger and they taste a little bit better. But nevertheless, how much time do you have to want to win tomatoes? Never in my life would I think there's a sweepstakes. So they do get, this company gets a B+ for marketing because that is original. I never would have thought in my lifetime there'd be an opportunity to win tomatoes. Which, okay, I guess you learn something new every day. But this person's, let's see, they reposted, this person's a serial, no. Every day this person is posting saying, I got X amount of points at NS Tomatoes at Field Goal Feast game. Can you do better? Test your finger football skills and share your high score of a chance to win a Fanatics gift card. What? Okay, so you do get a gift card. It's not, okay, so that's enough for marketing. You don't even win the tomatoes. That would be more original. That'd be more unique. You could actually win tomatoes. But no, you just get a gift card for Fanatics, which, again, perhaps is more practical, but really? I don't know. Okay, so this person's whole profile is giving stuff away and doing repost. A lot of, hundreds of responses for the sweepstakes. Easy to celebrate. Really? Is it really easy? If you won a case of Bud Light, I can't help but think you'd probably, if you were, and I don't recommend this, it might be detrimental to your health, if you were to, I was about to say enjoy the beverage, let's be honest, open the beverage and insert it into your mouth, would you be proud of that? Would you do that on the front lawn? Or would you hide in the closet? Pun moderately intended. So we have hundreds of responses. One or two will get a like randomly. And just saying, oh yeah, easy to celebrate, sweepstakes, again. And they must be just drowning out the original comments by real people. Because usually we'll have Rich Money and he'll do the poll saying, hey, would you buy Bud Light today or would you buy anything but a Bud Light? And that's not there right now. And I'm not seeing the usual responses where people just have the throw up emojis. Let's see here. And these have to be programs that people are downloading or enrolling in. Because again, I'm looking at these profiles. Let's go to some by the name of, let's go to a random one. None of these, a lot of these are unconfirmed too, or they don't have the blue check mark, so they might be hiding it. Let's see. This person looks like they might be real. Jean Colombi. All right, so she tweeted an original tweet. Oh, it's the BS again. Again, it's that BS at millions, where if you repost it, apparently you could enter a chance to win $100. Retweet for entry. And again, that stupid handle. That's half her posts are around that one handle. So again, let me know in the comments, is this building brand loyalty? There's no contingency to share a picture, and I was about to say enjoying the product, tolerating the product if you're to win the sweepstakes or win the beer. In terms of marketing, that would have been a better idea. Say they have to retweet like a picture of them with the beer to try to show humans actually consume a product. Well, it's kind of an alleged rumor that anyone does these days. But I can't help but think this isn't really gaining you any additional customers. You're not buying back your original customers. You're just, every one of these profiles we look at is just people who want free stuff from anyone. It could be Coors Light. It could be a competitor for all they care. I was going to say, let's be honest, most light beer tastes about the same. Maybe Bud Light's a little bit worse just with the taste. Now, thankfully, I don't want to say I'm privileged, but I've been boycotting Bud Light since college. Even back then, I preferred spirits. But let's just say I haven't had one in living memory. So let me know in the comments. Do you think will these sweepstakes actually work in terms of gaining market share back or gaining sales? Again, they're giving away products. They're getting people to respond allegedly to social media. I can't help but think they just have something programmed to do it automatically for them. But let me know in the comments. Do you think that'll help turn around their week average of them losing about 30% of their sales every week? It'd be interesting to see. I'd love to hear what you have to say, but you know me, time shall tell. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October. So if you could click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, any feedback, even if it's harsh or critical, it's greatly appreciated. Throw it in the comments. That way I know how I can improve the show, make it better and better. Lastly, if you like the video, it also helps me know if the video is doing better or not. Or you can always put a downvote, and then I'll know maybe I need to work on the video. Although if you don't comment, I'm not going to know how to actually improve it. So I'll be interested to see what the feedback is from this video. I appreciate it nevertheless. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.